The objective of this teardown technician job is to tear down differential piece by piece. Workers also position parts in a rack to be sent to the wash. The equipment used includes a workbench, a tool bench, a rack for parts to be sent to the wash. The tools used include a torch, a flint and steel starter, a crane, oxygen and LP gas, 3 impact wrenches and bits, a chipping hammer, hammers, wrenches, a fan. The materials used include differentials. The personal protective equipment included safety glasses, hearing protection, steel-toed shoes, cut-resistant gloves, heat-resistant clothing. The work environment is an inside work environment with heat and no air conditioning. The worker observed was 6 feet 2 inches tall. The work methods for the observed teardown technician job include: position a differential on the work table using the crane, remove differential components using the impact wrench, chipping hammer, and other hand tools. Position the differential components on the rack for cleaning. There were several ergonomic risk factors observed for the teardown technician position. Repeated and sustained exertions were rated as a medium-high pace. Hands were in constant, steady motion and exertion to position and remove components from differentials. Work is self-paced. Sustained exertions were observed and included continuous standing, continuous exertions to hold and position tools, continuous neck flexion or forward bending to view work, continuous torso flexion, torso lateral bending or sideways bending, elevated arms, and forearm pronation during segments of the work process. Forceful exertions were required to engage impact wrenches and chipping hammers, use the hammer. Awkward postures were observed and include neck and torso flexion and elevated arm while using the chipping hammer to dislodge components, extreme torso flexion and wrist extension or backwards bending to engage the impact wrench, extreme torso flexion and lateral torso bending to position parts on the lower level of the rack, torso flexion and lateral bending to remove components. The mechanical or localized contact stress observed was contact stress between the hand and forearm and edges of the differential and workbench. Contact stress between the thighs and edges of the workbench was also observed. The recommendations for the teardown technician job include: investigate user adjustable height workbench and tool bench to decrease posture stress. Investigate user adjustable height and tilt fixtures for the differential to reduce posture stress. Investigate suspending the power tools overhead to decrease forceful exertions and to decrease trip hazards. Consider using sit-stand chairs to decrease sustained exertions. Investigate vibration reduction handles or other vibration isolation devices on the power tools to decrease vibration exposure. Consider using anti-vibration gloves that are also cut-resistant to decrease vibration exposure. Investigate different tools to replace the impact wrench to decrease vibration exposure. Investigate using a crane to support the impact wrench that will transfer the vibration away from the worker and reduce the weight and force required to support this tool. Use a fixture that can hold the part and is attached to a large frame that allows the part to be rotated for working on different areas of the part. Use a telescopic arm that can hold the vibrating tool. This will decrease the amount of vibration transmitted to the worker's hands. Most of the vibration and torque of rotation will be transmitted to the telescopic arm.